How did practice go today?
It was good. We've had a good couple of practices this week, I think. Our team's been working hard and stuff like that, so it's good.
I wonder, do you appreciate every practice? Because you've seen different sports and everything shut down and just anytime you can have a normal week, is that in and of itself a win?
Yeah, I think for sure. I think just before Christmas there, we had like 2 weeks where no one was allowed in the rink and no one was allowed to be together or whatever. So
Yeah.
I think every time you get to practice, you're grateful for it and you appreciate it a lot.
Okay. Well, I could be wrong. I was looking at the statistics for the NCAA and the league and everything, and I think you guys are the fifth highest scoring team in the country. Does that sound sort of right, or have you heard that or looked at that?
I haven't looked at it or heard it at all, but yeah,
Okay.
I guess it probably sounds right. I guess I don't really know.
With AJ. But that's you and Daryl are just, because I haven't been able to get to the arena to see any games, I wondered if you could help me describe her game, her scoring game, and I'm going to have her describe yours. But is there any details that I could share with people that make her, what's her calling card? What makes her exceptional when she's scoring?
Yeah, I think Daryl's one of those players that you just love to play with. I think she's super exciting to watch, and she kind of just always knows where to be on the ice. I know whenever I get to play with her, she's always open, so I always know that she's someone that I can pass to, and her skills around the net are pretty insane. If you watch her even in practice and stuff like that, she's a pretty skilled player, so really fun to play with.
She's always open. That doesn't happen by accident. Even with the loaded team that you guys have, how do you think that happens for her? Does she have a quick first move, or how does she find herself open or get herself open?
Yeah, I think that just comes with a high hockey IQ and just how smart she is. It kind of just shows. You hear most good players are good without the puck, and I think that's kind of how she does it. She's really smart without the puck and kind of just knows where to be around the ice and how to get into those scoring areas. She's really good at that. So I think once you get her the puck, she can kind of just do the rest. So it's nice to watch.
Now, obviously, you're playing exceptionally well also, and I'm curious as to how. I thought I saw your coach say something like a limited of 5 or 6 practices since you came back or something.
Yeah.
It's been limited, right? It's not normal at all. How different has it been? Like, how much have you been limited or restricted compared to a normal college season?
I think we've been pretty lucky with the way that our school has handled this, pandemic or whatever with COVID. I think for our team especially, we're kind of just, like I said before, just taking every opportunity that we get and making sure that we're using it to the fullest of its potential. So, I think before Christmas, like I said before too, like those 2 weeks where we couldn't even be in the rink were really hard.
Yeah.
But now that once we're back into the rink and able to get on the ice regularly and get in the gym, it's kind of starting to feel a little bit normal again. But obviously it's a tough time and we're just kind of trying to work through it.
It's been abnormal, though, for you going back to last March. Everything's been interrupted. The season, I think, was canceled or abruptly. How have you kept your skills sharp? Because you've gone through the different stages, right? I mean, there's the normal off season, but then there's been times where you haven't been able to practice, like the 2 weeks. Is there anything that you came up with on your own? Because you have to keep those skills sharp, without a defense or anything. Anything that you was kind of clever or creative on your part, or maybe working with others that has helped you to this point?
Yeah, I think, after our season was canceled last March, I guess, everyone kind of just went home and it was just like you were immediately quarantined. You couldn't leave your house. You couldn't skate. You couldn't work out. You couldn't go to the gym or anything like that. So I think for me, a lot of it was just self-motivation and kind of getting myself to do the things that I could do or that were available to me within my house. And then also my sister is also on the team too. So she's another person who really kind of pushed me along that quarantine time. I think we were home for about 6 months. So it was kind of just the self-motivation, but then also being able to have her kind of push me and us just kind of motivate each other to stay active and stay fit throughout that quarantine.
huge credit to you to be doing this with school and stuff. I know it's really tough for college kids, but I also think that the athletes have it a little better. At least you have an outlet, you have a team, you have a natural group, and you have that motivation. Was there anything that you and your sister or you worked on though? Was there like a specific drill or something that you did that either maybe you hated or you worked on something that wasn't quite as strong as before that is now? Can you help me describe maybe something specific that you did on your own?
Yeah, I think, so at home we have kind of like a backyard shooting area. So I think that for the both of us, I think that's something that we wanted to improve on was our shot. So that was something that was available to us so that we could go out there every day and kind of work on that skill. And I think it kind of developed within the amount of time that we were home. So that was good. I think that's something that we both improved upon.
You guys are doing really well this year. What's the goal? I mean, I've covered your basketball team. I've covered your football team. They do well and then they get shut down or their COVID affects it or whatever. And it's just been a mental challenge for the athletes. Usually you set goals, personal goals, team goals. How have you guys handled that this year? Are you just taking every week as it comes, or are you still hard charging, you're going to go for the same things that you usually do with a talented team?
Yeah, I think, with every team you do, like you set goals and things like that. And, for us, I think no matter the circumstances and what we've had to go through this year with the COVID and not being able to do as much as we used to, or not getting as many games in or as many practices in,
yeah.
We all have the angle of, hopefully making it to that Frozen Four and then winning that national championship. I know me and Daryl were able to do it. I was able to do it my freshman year. Daryl wasn't here yet, but kind of, I guess for me, getting to to have that, to be able to feel that and that. I'm gonna mess it up so much right now. To be able to feel that. How it felt to just kind of win that and to have that goal and to work towards. I think nothing really changes for us. I think that's kind of still our end goal.
Yeah. Who's been and then I just had two more questions unless there's something you wanted to add or something you wanted to make sure that I knew, but obviously your coach is iconic. Has anybody else kind of stepped up with the leadership role though too? Because the coaches can't just do it, especially not this year. Nobody understands what you're going through more than you. Dealing with school, dealing with some of the isolation, all that. Anybody else on the team really step up? Maybe it's you, maybe it's somebody else.
Yeah, I think our seniors, we have a lot of seniors this year. I think there's 8 or 9 of them. So I think they've really done a really good job with keeping our team motivated and, making sure that we're all sticking together during this time. I know obviously it's been really hard, but I think they've been someone that I can really look up to, as long as a lot of the younger players too, which just realizing just how everything works and I guess realizing that there's an end to this. It's not going to be like this forever too. So,
right.
Yeah.
Great point. And then going back to the scoring, do you and Daryl ever have any personal challenges or, that happens sometimes when the two best scorers like to go one-on-one. I know you don't play defense or anything, but maybe there's a drill or something or most creative goal or most challenging, you go 3-on-1 or 1-on-3 or something like that. Is there anything that I know you're not rivals, but is there anything cool that's kind of developed between the two where you push her and she pushes you because you're both such good scorers?
Yeah, I think so. I think there's always a little bit of competition there, I think. But, in the end, me and Daryl are really good friends, I think. And we're always trying to work together. I know I'm always trying to pass to her and she's always trying to pass to me. It goes both ways.
Oh, really?
I think in the end, we kind of want the best for each other. So I think that's what kind of, allows us to be able to make plays and stuff like that and score off of, what we're able to create and stuff like that. But, no, it's really fun playing with her for sure.
Anything else for the story that you'd like me to include?
Other than we really miss the fans, that's probably it. I think that's a huge thing that I've noticed, I guess, even playing in LeBron this last weekend not having our fans there. Usually the whole place is packed and there's no one there. So I guess I just missed the fans a little bit and excited to get them back in the lawn soon.
Yeah, get me that vaccine as soon as possible. So is it just kind of like, do you hear an echo in there, or what is it? I mean, I've covered, Packers, Bucks, Brewers, like the no fan thing. They think it affects how they play defense and their intensity and all that. Like, how is it for you though without fans? Is it just feel kind of like another practice or like a competitive, or are you just so locked in the game, or how is it without the fans?
I think that the only time I really noticed it was when we were out for warm-ups, because that's kind of the time where you're not like in the game yet, but you're just kind of warming up and you're looking around and you don't see people in the stands and things like that. But AJ and everyone's done a really good job of, we had those like poster cutouts and things like that. And then we also had like I guess there was like fans like cheering in the background, like a recording or something like that. So we had that to kind of make it a little bit more loud in the building and stuff like that. So it wasn't completely silent, but yeah, different for sure.
Yeah, I'm sorry. At least you're playing. That's better than nothing,
exactly.
Right?
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really, really appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hey, Daryl, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. I just said over. I'm Lori with the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
You guys are a very good scoring team, obviously the two of you. And so I asked Sophie to describe you. I wondered if you can describe her strengths as a scorer, as a playmaker. Is there a move that she has that you like, or like a signature play that like you see it and it's money?
Yeah, I think Sophie obviously has so many great skill sets, but probably the most significant or noticeable one would be her speed and her acceleration. She's got long legs and she almost looks like a gazelle on the ice. Like when she accelerates, she's so fast, and that really helps her kind of separate from who's ever forechecking her, just trying to play D against her, and that really opens space up for like me and Brett and whoever else is playing with her. And then on top of that, just like her stick handling, she's got really great dangles. She's got a great shot, great vision. She's so much fun to play with. And like she said, we're both great friends off the ice. So we just have so much fun just playing together. Yeah.
You being an elite athlete, you're already self-motivated, very driven, but there's something about having a teammate who pushes you as well in a healthy, competitive environment. How do you guys do that for each other, do you think? And it not necessarily like, oh, you got one, I got to get one, or whatever, but there can be things, it could be as simple as sprints in practice that normally would just suck or be miserable, but you've got that little competition there. Is there anything that you two like to push each other on?
That's a good question, because I know in sports, often like the top players on the team can, almost there can be like jealousy sometimes, but there's absolutely none of that with me and Sophie. And I think that's really special because, I've played hockey for a long time and I have had teammates, and I'm sure Sophie has too, who kind of develop unhealthy, just like an unhealthy jealousy towards their other, like kind of top player. But between Sophie and I, like I said, we're such great friends. We both just want what's best for the team. I'm so happy if she scores. She's just as happy if I score. Like for both of us, like scoring a goal, getting an assist, it means the same to us, just as long as, the team's doing well. There's like literally no jealousy or just negative energy towards one another if one of us is like successful in something. So I think that's special, and that's one of the reasons why we're successful on the ice together.
I have so much admiration for you for hanging in there with school during a pandemic. This year has been awful. All of us feel so bad for you young people. And yet, I also think athletes have it a little bit better because you have your community, right? You have your purpose still. Are all your classes virtual? Do you have anything in person?
So yeah, this semester hasn't started yet, but last semester everything for me was online. It was like through Zoom, like we would have kind of meetings through Zoom, or some classes were asynchronous, so you would just watch lectures whenever you kind of wanted to.
Yeah.
And for me, I really liked it. I liked not having to go to class. Yeah. Yeah. Just like not traveling to class. Like it just takes so much time. This is a big campus, so.
Right. It's huge.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, some people are thriving in this kind of.
Yeah, and I was thriving last semester.
Oh, that's good. I'm so glad to hear that. How are you guys doing with the stop-start kind of thing, though, that every athlete in any sport has faced, though? Like I was just asking, I mean, having a normal week of practice and knowing you have 2 huge games on Friday and Saturday, that's like a win just to get to, like you could get shut down. Like it's so tenuous all the time. How have you dealt with that mentally?
Yeah, we got shut down early December because there was an outbreak on our team. So we all went home, and we were home for like 20 days, and that sucked.
You went home?
Yeah, we went home.
Okay.
And yeah, we had 4 games that were canceled. We had 6 games that were canceled. So that just sucked because we'd been working since late August, practicing almost every day. It was kind of a grind. So once we finally we played 2 games, right? Yeah, 2 games, and then we were sent home. So that was like, that really just that just flat out sucked. But yeah, now we're back. We've played 4 games. To be honest, a lot of us got COVID. So, there's this whole thing about like immunity.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's like totally
3 months.
Yeah. So a lot of us are immune now. So
good.
Hopefully it'll, like, another outbreak won't happen.
Right. I'm hoping for the best for you guys.
Yeah.
But you're not a defensive player or even mid. I mean, skill position people have to keep their skills sharp. Did you do anything kind of creative or, on your own to kind of keep those skills sharp that you wouldn't normally do in a off-season time or downtime when you're at home?
To be honest, it was hard because in Ontario there were so many restrictions. We were basically in a lockdown. So once I was at home, I couldn't go to any rinks because I had to quarantine basically the entire time I was home, which meant like I wasn't allowed to leave my property. So,
jeez.
And I have a hockey net in my backyard, but like it was really cold outside. But I didn't really do a lot. So.
You know what? Now that I think of it, though, if kids had COVID, you don't want to be working out at that time anyway.
No, yeah, exactly.
Okay, so not a big deal. So why are you guys doing so well? I mean, are you just that talented, or is the leadership there, or the cohesiveness with the scoring? What's your theory?
I think we have such a talented team, and then if you like combine just the talent, the coaching, there's just such a great environment here where just the environment kind of fosters a successful. It's just a great environment.
Great culture.
Great culture. Yeah, the culture is huge. Mm-hmm. I think it's all about the culture, and that stems from the leaders on this team, the coaches.
Yeah. Okay. These are great answers. I really appreciate it. I only had one more question, unless there's something you wanted to add. But your season was cut short last year. There's no guarantees for this season, but it would be heartbreaking. Not like you said, maybe there's immunity and all that. But what do you set your goals for then next month, 6 weeks from now? Like, how do you handle that part of it? Do you still just go all out and And
Yeah, I think that what this season has taught us, and last season too, is you really just need to take it day by day, game by game. Like, you can't look ahead in the, like, you can't look, like, we play Minnesota this weekend. Like, we cannot worry about who we play the following weekend because there's so many uncertain factors out there with this crazy new world that, like, there is a possibility to be shut down, or, you know, whoever we're playing, they could have an outbreak. So
right.
just really need to focus on tomorrow, basically.
Is there anything that I neglected to ask that you would like me to know for your story, or anything you wanted me to make sure I included?
What are you, like, gonna touch upon?
I'm going to touch about, you know, the stuff that we talked about, that under these unreal circumstances, this team is playing great, and that the two of you are awesome scorers. You know, and I'd like to get it in before the game this weekend, even though I know we can't draw fans to the arena. I think I saw it was on TV, so it's kind of like, don't sleep on this team, keep an eye on them, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Pretty basic.
I think, yeah, just one thing to add would be Sophie and I, like, yes, we are scorers, but there's so many, like, our forwards are so talented. Like, Britta Curl is unbelievable. She's one of the best all-around players that I've ever played with at any level.
Okay.
And then we have, you know, our freshmen are studs. Like, our freshmen are so good. Like, Casey O'Brien, McKenna Webster, and Maddie Wheeler. Like, they're so talented. And then, you know, everyone else on forward. But we just have so many great players that once we really start to get in the rhythm of just being back in season, playing games, practicing every day, I think we're going to start scoring more. And once we do, we have so many threats on forward that, you know, we're going to be dangerous.
All right, I'll add that, because the depth there.
Yeah, the depth. Yeah, touch upon, like, the depth on forward.
And even the
Britta.
future looks bright too. That's great to know.